This is the Hypothetically Sound podcast,
hosted by Alec, Randy, and Xavier,
where we take a hypothetical look at the world around us,
exploring the what ifs, maybes, and how comes.
Join in on the unfiltered, raw, and real conversations
as we explore the world around us. Welcome back to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you are having a great day. As always, I am one of your hosts, Randy, joined with the other Alec.
Yo, what's up?
And we are here with album number 92, Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator, on Apple Music's top 100 albums of all time. Now, Alec, how do you feel about Tyler, the Creator?
Dude, I love Tyler, the Creator. When I was edgy and angsty teen, Tyler, the Creator was there. My first experiences with Yoinkers, like I believe a lot of people, where he just did some. I ate a cockroach, bro. Like it was some crazy stuff at the time, right? His voice is unique, his flow's unique, everything. I enjoy Tyler, the Creator very much.
I'll be honest. I think because I had Jackass. Like I didn't get into Tyler and his crew, and then with the shock rap, I also just didn't get into it at that point when he first came out and around my age.
Yeah.
And so like Flower Boy is the first album I've actually listened to fully of Tyler, the Creator's, and I'm glad I did. I respect his game so much more now. Like I knew he could rap, I knew he was talented, but like I just didn't give him a chance just because of my bias originally from my first time seeing him.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I feel like that's a lot of people. He had a really strong personality with like Odd Future and when he was by himself, and his first few albums are definitely more of like a shock rap kind of extreme lyric type deal. So
yeah, which also isn't bad. Like I went back and I've listened. He has good songs.
Yeah.
You just got to know what you listen to. It's like listening to early Eminem. You got to know what you're listening to.
Yeah, you just got to be ready for the shock factor. Yeah,
exactly.
You don't listen to it not to hear him say something crazy. Like, I don't want to say any of the lines because some are very fucked. But
yeah. So, in case you listening, you do not know who Tyler, the Creator is, as we said, he is a rapper. He is also a TV star. Producer, crazy kid. The album that we reviewed is called Flower Boy, alternatively titled Scumfuck Flower Boy. It is the fourth studio album by Tyler, the Creator. It was released in 2017 by Columbia Records. This album is produced entirely by Tyler. And then he has guest vocals like Frank Ocean, A$AP Rocky, Lil Wayne, and J.D. Smith, plus a bunch of other people. He was nominated for Best Rap Album at the Grammys, and he essentially made this album mostly because people said he couldn't. And also his previous album before this, Cherry Bomb, a lot of people didn't critically like it because it had no personal ties to Tyler at all. So he said, screw it, I'm going to write an entire album that is my personal feelings. So this entire album is driven by his personal feelings.
Which is also kind of insane because this confirmed some things about Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. And he did note that two of the influences on this album were Pharrell Williams and Justin Timberlake. So yeah, you ready to get into the album?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we start off with track number 1 called Foreword, featuring Rex Orange County, and it's for like F-O-R-E word, W-O-R-D. Understand that sometimes my words don't sound correct, so I just want to make sure I get that right. I thought for the first track, I thought it was a great start to the album. I thought it had great lyrics, great vocals. I thought it was just overall a great sounding song, and I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I also gave it a pretty high rating. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Like you said, he has a way of drawing people in, and he definitely does that with this song. Listening to it lyrically, it kind of lays out what to expect of the album as well.
Yeah.
Which is just the namesake of this foreword, something you say before some things happen. So it fits the theme. It also is like from Cherry Bomb to this, it's a very clear change in Tyler's direction too.
Yeah,
And so it prepares you for that as
100%. And in case you didn't get it, the theme of this album is flowers, also,
well.
uh,
And driving.
and driving. So you get a lot of that in this album, which is fantastic.
Oh
You
yeah,
said you
he
get
used driving as a
8.5?
metaphor. Yeah, I get it 8.5. He uses garden as a metaphor, like flowering and stuff as a
Mhm.
metaphor, and he uses driving metaphors a lot in this album.
Yeah.
Those
With
are
that, sorry, go
common
ahead.
themes. I'm sorry. Those are just common themes of the album.
With that, we move to track number 2, where this flower blooms, featuring Frank Ocean. What did you think of it?
As it sounds, it's kind of a song that reflects and focuses on Tyler's growth. The beat is good. Tyler's voice is good, and flow is very distinctive. It's him.
Hmm.
Frank Ocean always is wonderful to hear. His life talking about like before the fame in the
Yeah,
first verse, and then he slowly goes into like the ego and what his growth has led to in the second and third verse. Yeah, it's just a good song, man. 7.5 out of 10.
yeah, I thought it was a great song. I think it has a great in the middle, like a minute 30 in. It's only like a 3-minute track. Minute 30, so halfway through the track, it goes from his verse to a mini like little run from Frank Ocean into the chorus, and that piece in general is just a great piece of production.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's like he starts with him, and then it after Frank Ocean goes to like a car driving off, couple notes, and then into the chorus before it gets to another verse. And I really love that, especially in this song. It's really, really well done. I gave the song an 8 out of 10.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it is its own.
We move to we skip number 3, which is an interlude called Sometimes. A quick little 36-second interlude to
Uh,
go ahead.
to be fair, in context of the album, it is semi-important because it implies some things about the next song that comes
True.
up.
Track number 4 is See You Again, featuring Kali Uchis. Kali Uchis, I think is how it's pronounced.
Mhm.
What did you think?
Yeah, so "See You Again," dude, is like I'm pretty sure Tyler has come out and said this is his favorite on the album.
Hmm.
It is tied for one of my favorites on the album. It's fantastic. The vocals there between the two are amazing. Tyler's pen's good. It sounds good. It's a very good love song that I feel like only Tyler style could pull off.
Hmm.
It's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yep.
uh, and like I'm not sure if this was a single or not on the album. It definitely should have been. It is literally probably again. It's one of my favorites of the album. It's tied for my favorite. It is probably the best song on the album,
Hmm.
objectively, in my opinion. So
Yeah, it was a single. It definitely was a single, along with Who Dat Boy, Boredom, and I Ain't Got Time. But yeah, I agree. This is my favorite track on the album. It is also one of the few songs that I actually knew of Tyler's before this, by name. Um, I love the song. I love his lyrics, his vocal, everything about it. Uh, Again, just like the previous track, the change midway through the song is just another well done production choice.
mhm.
Overall, it's just a great construction of the song. All the changes in the song, everything about it is just fantastic. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and it is my favorite on the album.
Um, sometimes also the interlude before this, I said it kind of like leads to some speculation. It's a man calling into a radio host saying, play a song about me," which kind of implies that this love song is about a man,
Yeah.
which is very important to the album as well.
Hmm.
So,
Plus, later songs makes more
mhm.
sense.
Yep.
Which leads to track number 5, another one of the singles, Who Dat Boy featuring ASAP Rocky.
Bro, when you listen to this, like you listen to "See You Again" and then "Who That Boy" hits, did you get like a little bit of whiplash
Yeah.
from like just the change of like tone and beat and
Hmm.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah, I said it was just a really gritty, darker, more hood rap, song.
Yeah,
And
it sounded like a villain, like a horror movie, like a hood horror movie. Sound
mhm,
like beat to start with, yeah, like the piano and shit.
and just great lyrics by both. Great flows by both. Makes you want to listen to the song. Obvious reason why, not just because ASAP Rocky's on it, but obvious like just construction of the song made it one of the top singles on the album. I don't like it as much as I like "See You Again," but I did give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, Rocky, like you said, Rocky slides on it. Tyler obviously slides on it. The beat's insane. It's a good form of whiplash. Like I enjoyed it. I gave it 8.5 out of 10.
Mhm. And then we move to the next track, which is another feature. It's called "Pot Home" featuring Jaden Smith.
Pothole,
Uh,
yeah.
is it? Oh, did I
You
get
said
to
pot
write it wrong?
home.
Is it pothole? Pothole.
Oh yeah, like driving.
I wrote home. Pot home. So pothole featuring Jaden Smith, aka Will Smith's son.
I feel like Jaden's popular enough now. I feel like he's popular. He doesn't need the asterisk of Will Smith's son. Like Jaden's his
But
own person.
there's people out there who don't know who Jaden Smith is. Like he's known as Will Smith's son, or the dude whose face is on one of those
The Karate Kid.
Joker and the I can't remember the show. Laughing the Joker's Practical Joker guy, Sal.
I
The
feel
tattoo
like
on his leg.
I feel like less people know about the tattoo.
I bet more middle-aged people.
I'd bet.
know Sal with a tattoo on his
I'd
leg
bet.
than Jaden Smith itself.
I'd bet, dude, because you forgot Jaden was Karate Kid, bro. You know,
He
all
also-
the old heads went to go see that remake with Jackie Chan, and it was like Jaden
True.
was known from there, bro. Like, but yeah, Pothole, like it has a nice, like, smooth sound to the beat. Again, it's kind of a whiplash from Who Dat Boy going into it. I don't know if you notice who that boy kind of ends with. It sounds like Tyler going in a bottle. And it just leads into the song very well. The song's about obstacles of his life, using driving and cars and stuff as a metaphor, which you'll get more along as you go along in the album. I think it's pretty good. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I agree. I thought it was a good track, good lyrics, good beat. I just don't think it's the best song on the album, but I think it fits into the obviously the style of the album. I think Jaden and Tyler have a nice sound together, but I do prefer when Tyler uses his more raspy, deep voice mixed with like the sound of a Frank Ocean. I prefer that kind of feature. I just don't think I think he's too talented to like have someone else that's not a singer.
That's fair.
Like I think there's certain rappers out there who don't need features from other rappers and can get along with pulling up small time R&B artists or singers. And I think Tyler's one of those people.
Hope you didn't just say Frank Ocean was a small.
No, I said and other small time singers. Like J. Cole does or Gambino does. I did give it a 7 out of 10. The song. Which moves us to track number 7, Garden Shed featuring Estelle. What did you give this track?
It is a much. You can tell by the beat how it was designed by Tyler and produced that it is supposed to be a much more vulnerable type track. From the very start, it's a much more slower thing to it, cadence and all that stuff to it. It's super nice sonically. It does have like kind of some different type of production to it, especially when getting into the second verse. But it still gives you that like feeling of vulnerability that you haven't really quite got yet in the album. And it makes very much sense when he goes into the second verse and starts kind of rapping about the garden shed and all this stuff, and essentially confirming that he's bisexual through this. Garden shed is just being a metaphor for the closet. I gave it 8 out of 10. I think it was a very good song.
I said if you play the song blindly to me, without me knowing I was listening to Tyler the Creator, I would have thought the track started as a Childish Gambino song. That's what it came across as, which isn't a bad thing.
I also put that in my notes that it did start made me think it was from Awaken My Love.
It's not a sound I expected to hear from Tyler, and I think it's mostly because I was so used to his shock rap and the MTV Tyler and the Jackass Tyler and the Tyler you see him, that like you forget that he is a vulnerable person who has immense emotions like any other human in the world. But I really enjoyed the song. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 5. 8.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna say 8.5 out of 5 is pretty good.
I loved it. Incredible.
It's incredible.
We move then to Boredom featuring Rex Orange Country. Can't speak, apparently. I also really enjoyed this song a lot. The instruments, the sound, I thought it was just really well done. It just put together so well. Like, Tyler's moving up my list of producers after this album. It's just so I would go to him if I started rapping. I can see, because it is the longest song on the album, and I'm pretty sure the last like half of it is just instrumental. A lot of people thinking it's too long and not liking it as much. This song would be a 9 for me if he rapped more. Like, if there was another verse, I think he would have got a 9 for me, but he even said he got an 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, Boredom being a single from the album, right? First of all, the features that he puts on this album are just fantastic. They do so well, in my opinion. The chorus is really good because of them.
Yeah.
Tyler's real punchy with his verse in this, and I think it's really good. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I agree. If it was just a little bit more, it definitely would have been an easy 9.
Yeah. Honestly, like I think like there's a couple songs that if he did a little bit more, and it sounds, if he would have done a little more mainstream, he would have won a Grammy.
He did win a Grammy for this.
No, he was only nominated.
I thought he won a Grammy for this. Maybe it was the next one. I think it was my bad.
Yeah, I think he might have got one for Igor, but he didn't get one for this. It was just nominated. And it's not bad. Like, I don't think he needed to personally, but I can see why, like, people wanting a little more on some tracks in that cost, because politics. What are we at? We're at track number 9 called "I Ain't Got Time." What did you think of it?
So I Ain't Got Time is, I mentioned earlier that See You Again was tied for my favorite track. This is the other one.
Fair.
It hits good. It fucking bumps. It's hype. It fits. It just fits in really good. I just liked it a lot. It's a very just good song. It ties into Boredom with the line that, like, obviously with the title and the line that, like, I ain't got time. It fits into the last song, which repeated to Find Some Time, right?
Yeah.
So, like, this is just a contrast to the last song, and I think, like, that also bumps it up some for me. Yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I just thought it was good.
Yeah, fair. Another track where if you blindfolded me, I would have said, "Oh, this is a Pharrell track," which you can clearly see Pharrell's like skateboard beat influential sound on "I Ain't Got Time." I found the River Phoenix line to be wild. The sitting in the car passenger to a white boy looked like River Phoenix. Reference of Coke and his bisexualness. And while he does have great lines throughout the album, I can't help but point out his cheesy lines as well. I wrote, he says, "Been the man with a pickle plan, niggas know the deal." And I'm just like, no. I get it, like, that's his corny, like, jokey lines that he's like, it's just Tyler, but man, is that a corny line? But I still think when Tyler wants to rap, he is one of the best in the game. Overall, for the entire album, the entire song, I gave "I Ain't Got Time" 7.5 out of 10.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
That moves on to 9/11 / Mr. Lonely, a 2-part song.
Yep.
How did you feel about that one?
Um, Again, another great feature with Frank Ocean and Steve Lacy. I did say I thought it started rough for me.
Mhm.
I wasn't a huge fan of the first verse from Tyler, but as the song went on, the chorus grew on me, and then obviously, like we've said in other albums, when Frank Ocean gets on an album or a song, it changes the of it, and that's what happened. Frank Ocean came on, and the song picked up, and it switched up to the other song. When the long verse, it was great. Um, I said if the beginning was better, the song would be 8, but overall, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. So 9/11 first half features, Frank Ocean, Lacey, and all that, right? And I think it's pretty good. Mr. Lonely gave off the second half of the song gave off some vibes of his older works, were like darker, more like depressed, gritty lyrics
Mm-hmm.
to it and like sounds. And so like I saw this as like a song that kind of combined what he slowly was becoming and what he came from. As like a combo song, right?
Yeah.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was pretty
Mm-hmm.
good.
And then we move to what is the shortest track on the album. Number 11, Dropping Seeds featuring Lil Wayne. Basically, it should be just Dropping Seeds, Lil Wayne's song. Um, I said clearly, you listen to it, it's a Wayne song. And just like any Wayne song, he has corny lines followed by a goat line. I thought Lil Wayne's The Golf Driver Caddy line was fire. And then he said, drop a seed in her panties if it smells like pansies is lame. That's the line was drop a seed in her panties if it smells like pansies. I thought it was a lame line. If the song was longer, and also for the fact that I probably won't go out of my way to ever listen to it again, I gave the song a 5 out of 10, which was my least favorite song on the album.
Yeah, man. So dropping seeds, I think it was just like a metaphor for like dropping bars. They're dropping seeds to plant,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It reminded me of like an '80s rap cipher that you would see on MTV for like a commercial.
Yeah.
Um, I liked it. That's what it reminded me of. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because it's Wayne and doing Wayne, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
Tyler just doing a quick like 4 bar.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty good.
Not fair. We move to track 12, which is only 2 songs left after this one. This is called November. Um, I think at this point in the album, especially with this song, I feel like I said this earlier. I feel like I was born too soon for Tyler. Like if his stuff came out when I was your age, or when like how old you were when it came out, I definitely would have had his stuff on repeat. While I still enjoy the album, don't get me wrong, and I like the November the song. Uh, I just realized I just didn't connect with it as much as I would have if I listened to it when I was younger. Um, he even says in the song, and this isn't a bad thing, and it makes me like him a little more. Is like he says in the song, he ain't mainstream enough for people to fuck with him, and and honestly, that's not a bad thing. That's what makes Tyler special and his music so creative. But overall, November, good beats, good flow. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, man. It's November's a song that just talks about insecurities and references previous tracks like with those insecurities,
Mhm.
and specifically who's that boy in Garden Shed. Um, the second half leads into the next song almost, it seems, as well.
Yeah.
But with that being said, man, I think it's just good, and like it makes you think about like your November.
Hmm.
And I feel when you said that like you couldn't relate, I feel like something might have went over your head, not in a bad way, obviously, because like it's literally maybe like it made me think like, oh yeah, what would be my November, right?
Hmm. And I'm
Like
not saying the song in general I didn't connect to as just his music in general, like Tyler as an artist in general. Uh,
maybe it's just because you're not out to college it yet.
yeah, could be it.
Could be it. But like sonically, it's a very good song.
Yeah.
It's just a good song. I actually liked it a lot. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Hmm.
I thought it was one of the better tracks.
Yeah, fair. And then we get to the penultimate, can't say that word.
Penultimate.
Thank you. Penultimate
Yep.
song, track 13 called Glitter.
Yeah.
Uh,
The song's not for me. I'll be honest with
I am surprised you don't like the song.
I gave it it's a unique song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not bad and it sounds good. And I like the directions that he goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of like the start of some of his later works.
Yeah.
Same style as that a bit, with a little bit of voice changer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a 7 out of 10. It's just my least favorite on the
Mm-hmm.
thing. For his second like love song of the album.
Mm-hmm.
These words are hard right now. The second love song of the album, I felt like it was a little bit it's not as good as the first one, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like it's more personal.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see it, like some people thinking it's as good as See You Again,
Yeah.
or even better, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's probably my least favorite of the album.
Fair. I do think it is a very strong first half song. And then like halfway through it kind of like tapers off. I do think, and this is just me being biased towards this style of hip hop, but I think the funk soul hip hop is a great place for Tyler to be. Like the first half of the song is really, really good. And I think it's a good place that he could find a really good niche in. Uh it's just like Garden Shed. It has that sound. Um like I said, it tapers off in towards the end. Like there's a period, and then it goes to a long instrumental outro, which lowers its just for me because you do that too many times. It kind of loses its nostalgia, even if it is leading into something or anything like that. I gave the song a 8 out of 10. I think if it would have stayed consistent with the first half, I probably would have gave it like a 9.5 out of 10.
That's fair.
And then we are on to the final song.
Yeah.
In the instrumental outro called "Enjoy Right Now Today."
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's a unique closer to any album. I don't think I've heard a instrumental closure like this.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you reflect on the album as a whole during it.
Mm-hmm.
And the title, and like all you have to take from it is literally the title of the song. Because the
Mm-hmm.
only words in it, I think, is 1, 2, 3, break, something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I think there's a slight vocal, like just
it's
hum.
Yeah, it's like a baby laughter in the background that's on repeat, and then part of the beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Pharrell has vocals, but like they're not like audible vocals. Him like
no, there it's just a hum. It's like,
yeah. It's an upbeat end to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think like it's unique. It's thought provoking, even just being just a sound. It's kind of shows Tyler's growth as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And just as a creator, like a musical creator in general, to create this piece, and like it's somehow tied together everything at once, even like the dark stuff and whatnot. It's like, enjoy right now.
Yeah.
And enjoy like what you have. As a standalone, it's just an instrumental, like it's not great. But if it's in context of the album, which is how I rated it, I think it's like fantastic. I gave it a 9 out of
10. I agree with everything you said. I think it is a great instrumental outro, very unique. I think, like you said, it sums up the sound of the album. You get a little bit of everything that this album was full of in this instrumental outro. It was really good. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Overall, for the entire 14 track album, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think it deserved a spot at 92. I think it was better than Travis Scott's album, so I definitely think it should have been higher, like it is, than Travis Scott's album. It's not my highest rated album, but I think it's my highest rated hip hop album so far. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Like I said, outside of the Lil Wayne song, Dropping Seeds, I don't think there was a skip on the album for me. Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, so I gave like overall it's about 8.5 out of 10. It is my second highest rated album behind Rage Against the Machine. Honestly, I like this album a lot. I do think Igor is better, and I do think Call Me If You're Lost, I believe it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe I said that. It is most definitely Call Me If You're Lost. Is probably my favorite of his, so I would have preferred one of those two to be on the list if you had to pick Tyler. I understand why they picked this one because it is a transition point of Tyler the Creator as a creator.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have probably like this particular album good at 92. They definitely should have picked something like one of his other two, Igor or Call Me If You Get Lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think that definitely would have been rated higher.
Yeah.
Like minimum like 70.
Yeah. But overall, yeah, great album. Definitely makes me want to listen to more Tyler and see where he's went to now. Yeah, we hope that you guys take the time to listen to the album. It's, like we said, it's really good. We really enjoyed it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that time, Alex, the time that everybody listening has just been patiently waiting through all of our flubs of speaking today.
Mm-hmm.
And that is for your shout out.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that that's open with themselves and found the courage to, get out the garden shed.
For real. It's not easy.
Not
everybody accepts.
True.
But no, we accept and we love you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for listening. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. You know where to find us on Twitter, Facebook, all of that. I say it every single time. Hypothetically Sound on every social. And until next time, we appreciate you guys. Like, follow, subscribe, share. You know the drill. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Deuces.
Bye.
Man, too many flubs. Too many. Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.